Hello everyone, welcome back to Roll. Yesterday we had a reasonable amount of success with lottery stuff, even if it took us ages to get it running. In our last kind of 200 rolls, all the synergies started to align. And so what I want to do today is see if we can't build a wealth engine really early to kind of get us shopping for those passives after about 1500 rolls, on around 1500 rolls remaining, and then see if we can't from there start to use all that wealth to build up more lottery faces, more lottery passives, and really see if we can't get those big scores. So here in the early game, doing as we always do, building up our average face so that we can get to that first passive hopefully before 2250 rolls would be ideal. 4 goes on a 1. And I think I'll get a +5 as well. That seems worthwhile. And then once we've got that, we'll just roll down until we have enough to get to our first upgrade and our second dice. I've been keeping loose track of how many rolls we have left by the time I get to my first upgrade, and it's usually around 2,275. So not quite as good today, but that's fine. There's always going to be some variance, particularly because we can't control what we roll when we roll it. Right, any of this stuff we want. Adjacency multipliers are expensive. Single face multiplier. If we put it on the new dice that we just got, although 2500 is so much right now, that's the bit that really I haven't decided if it's worth trying to spend so many rolls to get to 2500 yet or not, because everything just seems so expensive. Let's try an early reroll here, see if there's anything else at this tier of the shop that we really want. All orthogonally rolled dice will be re-rolled once an additional time. Let's pick that up and put it on our central dice, because when we get to 5, we will have it touching at least the 4 other dice around it. So we'll pick that up, put it here in the center on whatever's lowest, which is this 3. Then we don't need more re-rollers, I think. These numbers are not filling me with joy. I'll take a 12, replace the new 1 that we've got with it. Then carry on to our second shop upgrade. What I should really do is start figuring out how many rolls I typically have left on the second and third shop upgrades. But there's upgrade number 2. Come back, re-roll. See what else we've got going on. 6 half incrementers. Add face value to itself. On a 40, that wouldn't be too bad. And then with... let's do that. Let's get the 40. We'll put it on that left-hand die, because that can re-roll with that center orthogonal re-roll as well. And then we will add that value to itself. And possibly even consider putting a weight on it. It's only a lightweight, but we can get rid of this later with a void if we want to, if that's going to be beneficial to us. This or this? Now, this will re-roll the die to the left and the die to the right. And so every time this comes up, we have 2 opportunities to roll this. I think I'd rather just have this coming up more often. Right, 6 incrementers. Do I want 6 incrementers, or is that too much right now? They're only half incrementers as well. Let's see, 1822. Let's see how long it takes us to get down to the next upgrade. Almost 100 exactly. And there's the dice on top. Numbers less than 13, 500% advance bonus. Single face adjacency bonus. Whenever a single face multiplier is orthogonally adjacent to the die is multiplying. We don't have any single face multipliers, so that doesn't matter. We could take an 86 and a 5x, although we have an 80 we could put a 5x on already. Another add face value to self. And set all die faces to the same thing, a numeric value, but very expensive. But if we had all of these being 80, that's going to be a lot of value for us. Let's take the 5x on the 80, especially because that has a weight. Then do we want to set all things to that? Well, let's see. We could set 5 other dice faces to 88, or we could have all of the numbers lower than 13 be worth 5 times as much. So I think this actually makes us more, considering we have all the other dice in play at the moment. So let's take this. We'll re-roll up to that. How expensive was this? Like 20 grand? 18, that's fine. We'll work up to that. Buy this passive. Then I think we'll go for the shop upgrade. Hopefully we'll get to this way faster now. Then reroll once more. We don't want any of this stuff for lottery benefits or anything else. So our shop is fully upgraded. Now we are looking for 6x rerollers, lottery faces, and suitable passives. When you roll a run of 3 or more consecutive numbers, the value of all the dice in the run will be multiplied by the highest number in the run. It's interesting, but not what we need, I think. The value of all prime faces will be increased. How many prime numbers do we have lower than 13 right now? 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. So a decent number of those. We could set everything on a die to 5 or 7 or something similar, especially with this +5. And I think that should be enough to generate us some good wealth here in the middle game before we can find all of our lottery synergies. Let's get 6 rerollers going somewhere. Do we want it in the center so that it has a chance to cause this to cause more rerolling? I think so, because then this has... Is this 11? 4, 8, 9, 10. That is 11, which is also very good. So stick it there. We could set all of those numbers to 11. Then they'd be prime and lower than 13. Let's take this. 28,000. That's all about 60 rolls. If we have a 6 somewhere else, we could add this to it. That makes an 11. So we'll do it on this die that doesn't have anything else going on with it. That was 11, right? What did I just do? I completely biffed the math, didn't I? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. This is what I get for not paying enough attention. Alright, well... we want 5x multipliers on stuff. We would prefer to be able to do it with non-standard faces, but we have to unlock that later. So we'll stick this on this 11. Then, do we want to set all dice on that dice to 11? We'd lose the orthogonal rerolls. How much is 23,000 going to take us? Not very much now. So let's do that. We'll set all these to 11. And then hopefully that will be our wealth generation. I don't really care about the run multiplier because we're going to get rid of most of our runs pretty soon, hopefully. Add dice for free. I'll take a 10x. That won't hurt us. We'll stick that on one of these 11s in the center. Right, die quantity multipliers we don't want. Die adders we don't want. No lottery faces yet. When you have less than 6 dice, all numeric faces will be increased by 2. We don't want that because we want our numbers to be less than 13. And we want them to be prime. When they eventually grow to 99 after not very long, of course 99 is not prime. I'll take 4x, 5x and 5x, put those on the 11s in the center as well. That's going to keep driving this mid-game wealth. What we really need is the passives that allow us to get more shop upgrades when we buy passives, or every 33 rolls. They're going to be really useful. Right, anything else? Previous roll multiplier. Add a previous roll multiplier to a die face of your choice. When rolled, this face will have the value of the previous roll result times 10. This effect cannot repeat. This effect cannot multiply the result of a total roll multiplier. I think this is worthwhile on that central dice. I wish I'd done it before I filled up every face with a multiplier, because we'll probably lose the multiplier. But adding the previous roll result is going to be a lot of value for us. Oh, this one doesn't have a multiplier, so that's good. This could have been suitable earlier. But I think now we would need to move this into the center and the die that we currently have out for that to be of more value to us. So, even numbers increase, perfect squares we don't want. Mega runs, rerolls, no lottery stuff. This is the problem. Does our 88 have multiplier on it? It does. It has a 5x. So now we just need luck Like, lottery bonuses and all in. All numeric faces have a value of 0. The result of all lottery faces would be multiplied by 7. This would be incredible if we had lottery faces, but if we bought this now, we would have absolutely no progress whatsoever. So we'll take the lottery bonuses in the hopes that we will find some lottery bonuses soon. Fortunately now our wealth generation is such that we can afford to dip into this stuff without too much of an issue. Let's take the 10x's and replace those on our 11s in the center, because I think that's where almost all of our wealth is coming from. So we'll replace this 4x with a 10x. We'll replace one of the 5x's with a 10x. None of this is lottery. There's some lottery stuff. And another lottery bonus. And no weights reroll will be good as soon as we can get a void. How many weights do we have and where are they? This has a weight, and that's the only one. So as soon as we can get one void face to remove that weight, we can have every dice being re-rolled 3 times, which is as many as we could ever hope for. Let's get this 1% of 77,000 going. Now, where are we going to put it? Here, I suppose. And I'll take 20% times 1/4 of all wealth. We'll put that on the opposing side so that there's a chance that they can both proc in the same turn, although it's very unlikely currently. Then we want 500% bonus. The value of all lottery dice will be increased. We already have one for 800%, don't we? The value of all lottery dice will be increased. So if the 77,000 pops off, it's going to be massive. Don't want weights, don't want incrementers. I do want the no weights rerolls. Then I think we just keep re-rolling. Yahtzee increases, doubles bonuses, no more lottery stuff. Does glue get rid of weights? Or does it get rid of re-rolls? It gets rid of re-rolls, doesn't it? Replaced by attached re-rolls, yeah. So that doesn't help us get rid of our glue, of our weight. Words escape me. A wild could be really good for us. How expensive is that to get to? Reasonably expensive, but we'll stick it down here. Then it will always clone whatever the value in the center tile is. Right, anything else we want here? I don't think so. Triples bonus, past rerolls, set everything to be the same. None of this is the lottery stuff we need, unfortunately. There's another 1% lottery, that's good. When you have less than 6 dice each time, all numeric faces will be increased by 2. That's not what we want right now. Whenever a wild face is orthogonally adjacent to the die it is copying, it will be worth 10 times more. Wilds target the highest scoring die. If there is a tie, it will target the die that was added most recently. So we want that, because our wild will target the one in the center whenever it's rolled, because there's a wild down on this dice that will target this, which is worth a whole lot to us. I just want this to go off once. 1300% value would be basically, call it 75,000, and we'd be timesing it by 13. take 1%. And we will put that here. I think that's fine. Right, I did want this for 5 mil. Apparently 5 mil's quite a lot in rolls to us. No 99s we want. So now we could take all in. All numeric faces have a value of 0. The result of all lottery faces are multiplied by 7. But the problem is this is replaces a face of your choice with a lottery face. When rolled, this face has no value, but has a % chance to be worth all dice times 1/4. Which is only going to work when the 7s roll, because the 7s would be our only other die face that can score. Which is not going to go well for us, basically, until we roll this successfully once, which will then fund more purchases. We want a 4-leaf clover. Replaces a die face of your choice with a 4-leaf clover. When rolled, all lottery faces will have a % added to their success chance equal to half their original %. So on a 1%, it becomes a 1.5%. So that's going to be really huge for us. Let's stick that here on a face that has no other lottery faces on it. I'll take this guy, 1.6 million. Put that over here as well. If none of our dice are 99s, they're not. So we'll take that just to, again, increase our middle game wealth. And I want all in, but it's just going to either completely wreck us and we'll never roll anything again, or be incredible if we can get the 1% or 1.5% shots to roll off a couple of times. So if this comes back, we'll revisit it, but right now we just can't afford to take it. This is good. We want more of these. Where are we going to put it? Put it up here. And I'll take this one as well. I'll put that over there. Run increases we don't want. Lightweight bonuses I'm not invested in. Now we're going to have to start paying for our own rerolls, which sucks. Yahtzee bonuses, single set of a kind. If we had it that non-standard multiples could take that advantage, we would. But right now I don't think we can. Because if we could get a 500% bonus when we have 2 of the 1% 77s coming up, that would be great. I think that was one of our big rolls. Must have been, right? If we were looking for 1.6 million. Let's see where we got value out of that. Wasn't there. There you go. There's 1% lottery success. Plus 1300% lottery bonus. Plus 200% no 99s was 3.2 million. Just for getting 1 lottery success. So we were buying a reroll, which we just did reroll. Value of all numeric faces we multiplied. Lotteries will have no effect. That we don't want. Single face adjacency we don't want. So none of this is worth very much to us at all. The value of all rerolled dice will be increased. We want that because whenever we have either the stuff in the center rerolling or stuff without weights rerolling, we also want another lottery face. And compared to last time, we still have a good number of rolls left. We're just not getting the passives that we need. Or indeed very many of the faces that we want. Right, square number dice is no good for us because we're always going to have 5. We could put the adjacency multiplier somewhere and then move the one in the center out. Then it would be worth 5 times every time that rolls. So, swap. This dice with the one with the wild on, because we want the wild to trigger off whatever has the most value on it. Then I want the 5x orthogonal on that central dice. Otherwise, nothing else we want here. When you have less than 6 dice, all dice will be rerolled 2 additional times. 4-leaf clovers that are orthogonally adjacent to a numeric 7 or 77 are worth 777 points. Lottery faces that are orthogonally adjacent to a 7 or 77 are twice as likely to be successful. A 10% lottery face with 2 adjacents and 3 clovers will have... I mean, we probably just want this, right? But then we also want to find ways of making numbers be 77, because we definitely don't have that right now. If we could manipulate these central numbers to being 77 somehow, that would be incredible. So we probably want this, because we don't have guaranteed rerolls yet because of the weights. Then we want lucky 7s. 19 million. How many rolls is that? 12. And we must have had a big result there because we've gone way over 19 million up to 57. So, do we work on trying to get a number in the center to be 77? In an ideal world, yes. However, how likely that's going to be is unbelievable. Like 88, sometimes 77 will just appear, and if it does, we will try and remember to buy it. None of this, I think, is stuff that we want. Triples, 99 working down, but we can't get rid of the de-incrementer on 77, I don't believe. Multipliers attached to a die face will now stack with single face, multi-face, and adjacency multipliers. Add a value to itself. What value would that be to get us near 77? 6 is not going to work out. We want the number to be as close to half of 76 as possible, which would be 38. But we've got nothing in that vicinity. Could take another 10x and put it on something. It's got to be a numeric face, doesn't it? As a multiplier to a face of your choice, the value of the face will be multiplied by a specified amount whenever it's rolled. Only affects numeric faces. We'll put that somewhere. I guess we'll put it on a prime number. Then, again, looking for rerolls. No 99s bonus. Lotteries. 6x rerollers. All stuff that we want. We just need these 1% to pay out. And obviously the more die face that we have with the 7s on, the more likely we are to get one of these to pay out. Wait, I'm being dumb, aren't I? Where was that? A 10% lottery faces that automatically into a 7 or a 77. It doesn't have to be 7 exactly. It doesn't have to be 77. It can be just 7. Why didn't I read that and notice that a minute ago? So these numbers we probably can... I'm pretty sure we saw a +3 earlier. So we can get a bunch of these numbers to be 7, which is prime, and lower than 13. So we want no 99s bonuses for even more value. And get a free reroll now. Add previous roll to rerolls, we definitely want. Triples is not really anything that we want. None of these are going to help manipulate us to get number 7s anywhere. You know, if you get Passive Hunter early, it's going to be so much more efficient. Now might be the time that we take all in. And just gamble on getting some really, really big results. All numeric faces will have a value of 0. The result of all lottery faces will be multiplied by 7. But even then, so we would have... Say you got 77,777. Rerolls, it would be rerolled, I think, or we could make it be rerolled, which would be an extra 50% of itself. Call it 100,000. Everything will be 200% of that. The wild will be 10x it if it rolls at the same time. Lottery is worth 500% more and 800% more. Adds the previous roll to itself. 100% for no 99s. So basically it would be a giant punt at this point to take all in. But I think given that we didn't get the early luck that we really needed to make this go wild, we'll see what happens to this now. This might be shooting myself in the foot incredibly, but we won't know unless we try. So I imagine most of our rolls are going to be a value of 0. Until something changes. But I want to catch it when it does. We're at 5 million currently. We could get to 0 and never see a lottery payout. 51 million. I mean, that's great, but a reroll is 44 million. Where was the value? Up here, we got a success for 45 million. So I'll take 5 more rolls to get a free reroll. But I fear I've made a terrible mistake. Rigged machine. When a die rolls a successful lottery face, the next lottery face on a roll is the same dice is guaranteed success. So we want that and then a bunch of like 100s at 50% chance roll. When you have less than 6 dice, all value of all dice will be increased by 300%. Does not apply to wilds or faces which multiply the roll. Well, we want those then. It's going to be a while till we can roll more wins to get to rigged machine, I'm sure. There's one. $584 million is pretty big. Pretty big roll. So there's rigged machine. And since we got to this shop via the flag, via a win, our next roll should be guaranteed as well. So let's take this. None of these are lottery faces. I'll take my free reroll now. Whenever a lottery face is rolled with adjacent lottery faces on its left and right, the payout will be 10x. So we want that, but that's 690 million, which we can't afford right now. But I will take another lottery face, and let's put that here. So this, we're going to want to fill up that central dice now with lottery faces. Whenever a lottery face is rolled with adjacent lottery faces on its left and right. So we're going to need more lottery faces in that center if it's to have one on the left and one on the right. Here's a bunch of... Oh, that's a billion right there. So we'll take this. We're going to need... We can afford a reroll. Yahtzees, doubles. I'll take a new lottery face if we can find success to roll. I think that's the success off the back of our previous roll. So we'll take that, put it in the center so that we have a chance to go 3 across. Doubles bonuses, die quantity, Yahtzee bonuses. We want more rerolls now. We're getting more successes than I thought we would at this point, which is good. 10% at 1,000 is exactly the kind of thing we need. Buy one, get one free. Whenever you purchase an upgrade from the shop, another cheaper one will become free. It doesn't say a passive, does it? So maybe we want that before we buy this, although 283 is far less than 600 odd. There's 2 trillion. So we'll buy 10%. And I'm actually going to put that on the die face with the most other rolls on it, because what we end up with is, thanks to, let's find it, rigged machine. When a die roll is successful, the next lottery roll on the same die is guaranteed success. So 10% of the time this will be a success, and then that means 100% of the time these 1%ers will be a success. So we'll stick that here. Then we'll buy BOGO. Then we want to reroll, I think. 17 is not the 7 we want. There's a +4 here, though. We must have a 3 around. There is a 3. So we'll buy the +4, put it on the 3. That makes a 7. Reroll. No lotteries. There is another wild. That's 5 trillion, though. Let's see how many rolls it takes versus a free reroll or a paid reroll. That's pretty swift. Pretty swift. Okay. We want more of this. I haven't seen a void face this entire time, I think. Right, 10% we'll put up here with these 2 1%s. Then we still need more lottery faces in the center there. As soon as we get a void, we can get rid of the 1 weight that we have. So I will try and get 100% extra value. Then I think we need a reroll. Right, none of this is lottery. Non-standard multiples. When purchased, non-standard dice can receive the effects of doubles, triples, and Yahtzee bonuses. That's what we want now, because then we can get the 1%, 77,777's working with that, although we're not getting the luck that we need in order to be able to purchase it. Whenever you roll a number value divisible by 5, the die will be rolled 2 additional times. I mean, it costs 1, so yes. Free reroll. Could buy the wild, but I think it's too much for us right now. Yahtzees we're not going to get. +7 we can't put on a 0 because zeros don't exist. And I think we're just not going to quite get the synergy that we need, which is a real shame. There's our free reroll at 400. Thank you to the watcher who told me that I can right-click this and it will still tell me when I get my reroll whether that's from value or for number of rolls. Doubles bonus we now want because that will trigger against the 1% of 77,000. We want this somewhere else. Probably in the center so that more things can have the 3 lotteries across. I don't care about increasing the number 5. Add value to itself, I'm not interested in. We're getting a lot of very small rolls. None of this stuff that I need, which is really unfortunate. Let's roll down to what I presume will be 300 for our next reroll. There it is. This will be where we find like scavenger or something. Increase numbers by 2. Yahtzee's reroll. There's another 1%er at 77,777. I'm going to stick that here in the center. Yes, because I want more chance for left to rights to go. That bottom die is doing absolutely nothing for us, but there's nothing we can really do about it. If we had just some of the 100 worth 50% chance of happening around the place, things would be going way better. Right, a free reroll. None of this is stuff we need. Alright, I think we're probably not even going to see exponential scores today, unless we got really lucky in the last couple of rolls, but not quite the synergies we need. Top 3 would have been great ages ago. There's a void that we've managed to not find through 2,400 rolls. We'll take top 3. We'll see if we can't get a really fast void. We'll stick the void on this left hand side to get rid of the weight that's on this 80. Now we'll never have weights appear. And then short of re-rolling, there's nothing else that's going to change our fates dramatically at this point. And we get to 7 trillion, hundreds, 100,000s, millions, billions, trillions, 7 trillion. So another instance of there's something waiting to happen with these lottery dice. We just have to find the right seed to get the right stuff when we need it. It was nicer having good value generation in kind of like the 1300 rolls range, but we got to get it. We're going to have to just keep waiting to find that perfect storm of synergies and shops and everything else. So thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.